Alright, sun is bright. Out in the carport today, carport garage. Woohoo! But we're just out here. We'll check a few things on this car. I got the overflow was completely empty. Maybe it just had an air pocket in it, or just not enough water, and it sucked in air from the overflow tank. I'm not sure. And maybe when we checked it, it was so hot that the water was boiling, it was shooting out. So I'm gonna start it, rev it up, see if any comes out there. Which that might not tell us anything, because when it gets warmed up, you know, stuff expands, and the head gasket could still go good while it's cool, and then start leaking once the car gets up to temp. But let's check. Promising, but let's let it heat up and see what it does. Alright, it's about up to 170. It only took it about 10 minutes to get to 170, but that's usually where I run this at, so let's rev it up now and see what it does. There are a lot of bubbles coming out, which means it probably had a lot of air in it. I did have to put about a gallon in it, and then the overflow was completely dry. Maybe I just didn't get enough water in it, or maybe it just had a big air bubble in it and it finally came out. We'll let it run for about 30 minutes, see if it overheats. So when it was spraying water, when it was spraying coolant out at the track, the car had gotten up to about 230. That water boils at what, 220, whatever. But if it's that hot and you're revving the motor, it's going to boil the water, and the water is going to shoot out. So I don't think I got a blowed head gasket. I think when I put that new radiator hose on there, I think I didn't get all the air out of it. Apparently, usually I do this trick to get all the air out of them. I didn't do it this time. Matter of fact, I may not have filled it back up after I put that new hose configuration on there. Makes me sound really stupid, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think I put all this on there, and I think I forgot to fill the coolant back up. That's good news. So the car was running slower, because the car gonna run slower if it's at 220, 230 versus when it's at 160, 170. It's gonna run faster. But we're at about 10 minutes now. Let's see what the coolant is. Yeah, it's not even moving. So number one, I forgot to put water in it after I did this new radiator hose, which is a huge possibility. Or number two, I just didn't burp the coolant system, burp all the air out of the coolant system. So the 5.3 is still good to go. We just need to get some front suspension, because my single adjustable coilovers are shot. They're hand-me-downs, they're old. This one, when you try to twist it to bring the spring tighter, it actually spins on itself. So yeah, this is broken. But yeah, that's good news. I'm gonna let it run a little bit more. Well, after about 30 minutes, that's as hot as it's got. And used to, after it run that long, it wouldn't start right back up. I ran the battery dead trying to start it one time. Starts back up. But now I feel kind of stupid. saying I blowed another head gasket, but I didn't bleed the coolant, and I do need to bleed it a little bit more. I usually do that. Stick a 2-liter bottle. I cut the end off the 2-liter bottle, and I stick it down in the radiator, and then I fill the 2-liter bottle up with water. And what that does is it makes the water the highest point. So any air that tries to come out, it's going to try to come out that way. And that's how I usually do it. I think when I put that new hose on there and the radiator and stuff like that, I don't think I bled it after that. Completely my fault. I think the head gasket's good. But we'll go back to the track, and or I'll probably just drive it around and do some pulls just to make absolutely sure that it don't get hot. Before, it was getting up to like right here. And when it got up to that high, it did not like to start. Like I said, at the track after the nitrous pass, it did get that hot. About right there. And I ran the battery dead trying to start it. And when we, it was that hot when we took the radiator cap off. I started it, and well, we took some off. It's a little bit of water spewed out, of course, because it was hot. But and then you know, you don't want to put water in a car that's hot when the car's shut off. So I started the car, and I revved it up a little bit, and it just started spewing water out. But like I said, that's the boiling point of water. So I mean, it's going to do that if it's that hot. So, but that, I think that was the only reason. It was just had a big air pocket in there, and so yeah, I feel stupid, but whatever. I'm happy that I don't have to take the heads off of it again. But again, we'll do some more testing just to make absolutely sure. But I think it's okay. I think it just had a big air pocket in it, and I didn't have it completely full after I put that new hose piece on there for the radiator and all that. I get forgetful in my old age, I guess. Well, let's take the Camaro for a drive, make sure it don't overheat. All right, about 10 minutes in, everything looks good. All right, cruising down the highway. I got on it a little bit on the on-ramp. See if I can hold this and shift at the same time. I'll make a few more of those pulls and see what happens. Well, that's as hot as it got. Driving down the highway, it goes lower. It goes down here. But idling, sitting still, it gets about right there. I'm going to let it idle a little bit more, make sure it don't go over that point. But you see how much gas I ran out, and I got on it quite a bit. And yeah. So, stupid, forgot to fill up the radiator, and also not only did I not forget to fill up the radiator, I did not burp the air out of the coolant system. So that's what happens when you don't get all the air out of the coolant system. All right, I pulled it in and parked it, and the temperature started going up and up and up and up. So I thought, I'm gonna go back on the highway and see if it'll go back down. So I got back on the highway, and it started coming back down. So that means them cheap eBay fans aren't cutting the job. So, oh well. So, I didn't bleed the coolant, and the eBay fans aren't doing their job. And that one day, we were trying to use this car to heat up Christopher's nitrous bottle, because I got it hooked up to mine. And we let it run and get hot. And I did the same thing when I went that one day. I let it run to try to heat up the nitrous bottle. I thought maybe the nitrous bottle was just pulling so many amps away from the fan that they weren't cooling good, but they don't cool very good, period. So, well, I have to figure out some different fans. I was hoping the cheap eBay ones would do it, but they're not going to cut it. That's it. Y'all like and subscribe and have a great day, but we don't have a blowed head gasket. I just didn't burp the air out of the coolant, and my fans suck.